When you talk to people about Neil Bortz, they'll tell you right off,
Neil's a visionary.
He's had a vision of Cincinnati.
What the city could become.
His passion has driven his vision.
And he pulls you along into this vision.
We all have dreams, but his dreams seem to come true.
For instance,
Neil said we're going to have a bicycle trail from the stadium all the way to Milford.
And you think, oh, yeah, maybe 20 years from now.
And sure enough, we're getting that done.
Well, not everything comes true. What about that cable car to Mount Adams?
It sure would have been a dream, like the St. Louis Arch or the Golden Gate Bridge. You know, every picture of Cincinnati would have had the cable car.
That dream didn't come true, but that didn't cow Neil Bortz.
Nobody loves Greater Cincinnati more than Neil Bortz.
His primary focus has always been, how do I make Cincinnati better?
That's not just a business, it's a passion.
His passions range from street trees downtown. The color of the bridges should be painted. Lighting of buildings and public spaces downtown, whether it's Fountain Square or Piatt Park, they all have to do with the kind of place he wants Cincinnati to be.
Arn Bortz, brother of our honoree.
Well, my brother Neil's a lot older than I am. He was very much the big brother.
As a young boy, Arn saw his brother leave for Harvard. Neil earned his bachelor's degree and then joined the Navy.
He was a navigator bombardier, and he flew planes off this carrier.
And then he came back to Harvard Business School.
And throughout his college years, Neil was a model student. Well, there was that one time.
He put a fist through the Harvard wall because he couldn't hit the curveball.
Which brings us to Neil's stellar athletic career.
Neil was a great athlete.
However,
Walnut Hills was not known for its football team.
It was a great team. You know that because the record was 1-1 and 9 lost. So
a shining moment for Neil was when he broke through the line and scored a 60-yard touchdown.
But the years away must have dimmed his dreams of changing his hometown.
He retained those visions through college, the Navy, and Harvard Business School.
So Neil returned to Cincinnati in 1960, and after a short stint at Procter & Gamble,
with his partners Marvin Rosenberg and Lambert Egan, he founded Towne Properties. And they bought us the first house in Mount Adams in 1961.
Mount Adams was full of
old, rather run-down houses.
Not the desirable location that it is today.
He could see the advantages of Mount Adams.
Neil thought about views.
And then they bought a second and third house. And
the city got cleaned up.
And the rest is history.
It's just a beautiful place to live. Not to park, but to live.
But transforming Mount Adams didn't fulfill all of Neil's ambitions.
Neil started a group of people called
Angry Young Men.
But the name bothered some.
And became determined young men.
We took on local government and what was not happening in Cincinnati.
In the late 1960s, there were race riots, and we started a minority business development program.
The young men grew older and found other causes, but Neil Bortz never lost his fire.
He really is very concerned about the city.
He's never quite satisfied with what's going on.
When he sees a situation that he thinks needs to be addressed, he tends to tackle it aggressively.
Whatever Neil has tackled, he has always done it with a sense of what is good for Cincinnati.
The most important thing about Neil is Neil simply gives a damn.
What a neat asset to have somebody who is stirring the pot, probing, saying why not.
But how have his efforts affected our lives?
You probably don't have enough tape.
Okay, give us some examples.
Playhouse in the Park, Walnut Hills High School, 3CDC, the Center City Development Corporation. He led the effort to ensure that the 2000 plan included entertainment and housing.
He championed the Aronoff Center.
That's only some of dozens of civic roles that he's had.
Add innovative building projects and upgraded neighborhoods. How does he get so much done?
Neil can get disparate people together and weld them into a team.
Neil has a way of making everybody feel good and feel important about their role.
You know you're dealing with a very honest, straightforward person.
He knew what was necessary, and he did the hard work.
And he really could always get people behind a cause, always trying to get a win-win.
Every good idea doesn't have to be his.
When Walnut Hills High needed a new building and school board funds weren't forthcoming, Neil said,
"Let's do it."
He has no concept of any limitation.
He led a $12 million fundraising effort.
It's an example for the whole nation.
And we can't leave without mentioning,
he is a fierce family man.
Immensely proud of
his children and grandchildren.
And he's not confined by immediate family.
He's the big brother to hundreds whom he continues to help, and no one knows of who these people are.
He was sending kids to the camps every summer. taking care of different things in the neighborhood. We didn't know who was doing this.
Neil doesn't do things for credit.
Wouldn't accept a plaque, wouldn't accept a big trophy or anything like that.
But the gentleman must have some failings.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a tie.
I don't think Neil owns a tie.
But surely for tonight...
He might actually put a tie on, but I bet it's 50-50.
That's Neil.
Indeed it is. Ladies and gentlemen, tie or no, great living Cincinnatian Neil Bortz.